My girlfriend demanded, "Cancel your mother's surgery ride. My sister's bridal shower is today, and I need you there." I said calmly, "You're right, family first." Then I canceled MY availability for her sister's shower, drove my mom to surgery, and blocked her number for 8 hours. When she finally reached me through her dad's phone, original post, I, 29 male, have been dating my girlfriend for a little over 2 years. We don't live together, which in hindsight was probably the smartest decision I ever made. My mom is 58 and has been dealing with gallbladder issues for the past 6 months. After multiple attacks that landed her in the ER, her doctor finally scheduled her for a laparoscopic cholecystectomy, basically getting her gallbladder removed. Not life-threatening, but not nothing either. General anesthesia, outpatient procedure, need someone to drive her there and back, stay during recovery, the whole deal. My dad passed away 4 years ago. I'm an only child. There's literally no one else. The surgery was scheduled for a Saturday 3 weeks ago. I'd known about it for over a month. I'd taken the day off work. I told my girlfriend about it multiple times. She acknowledged it, said she understood, even asked me to send her mom well wishes. Then her sister got engaged. Now, the sister's engagement happened about 2 months ago. The bridal shower was planned for, you guessed it, the same Saturday as my mom's surgery. When my girlfriend first mentioned the date, I reminded her I'd be unavailable. "That's fine," she said. "I'll just go with my mom and my cousins. You don't need to be there for a bridal shower anyway." Great. Problem solved. Or so I thought. The week before the surgery, my girlfriend started acting weird. Little comments here and there. "Are you sure you can't reschedule your mom's thing?" And, "It would mean so much to my sister if you were there." I brushed them off, reminded her this was surgery, not a dentist appointment, and figured she'd drop it. She didn't drop it. The Friday night before, she called me at 10 p.m. "I need you to figure something out for tomorrow," she said. "Figure what out?" "Your mom. Can't she take an Uber or something? My sister's shower is tomorrow, and I really need you there." I actually laughed. "An Uber to surgery? She needs someone to stay with her. She'll be under anesthesia. They won't even release her without a responsible adult. So hire someone. Or ask a neighbor. I don't know, but I need you at this shower." "Why?" "You said it was fine that I couldn't come." That was before I realized how it would look. Everyone's bringing their partners. If you're not there, people are going to ask questions. My aunt already made a comment about how you're never around for family stuff. I'm around plenty. I was at your cousin's graduation party last month. This is different. This is my sister. My only sister. Her bridal shower. This is important. I took a breath. My mom's surgery is also important. It's outpatient. She'll be home by noon. She'll be home by noon if everything goes perfectly. And she'll be groggy and uncomfortable and need someone there. I'm not abandoning her to go to a party. A party? This is a bridal shower. Do you not understand how important this is? Do you not understand how important my mother's surgery is? We went back and forth for another 20 minutes. She cried. She accused me of not caring about her family. She said I was always choosing other people over her. By the end, I was exhausted and done. Then she said the thing that broke something in me. "Cancel your mother's surgery ride. My sister's bridal shower is today. She meant tomorrow, but she was spiraling, and I need you there. Just figure it out. Call around. Someone else can take her." I went quiet. Let the words sit there. Then I said, very calmly, "You're right. Family first." She paused. "Really? You'll come. I'll handle it. Good night." I hung up. The next morning, I woke up at 6 a.m. My mom's surgery check-in was at 7:30. I got dressed, drove to her house, helped her into my car, and took her to the hospital. While sitting in the waiting room, I did 3 things. First, I texted my girlfriend, "I won't be able to make it to the shower. Something came up. Hope it goes well." Second, I texted her sister directly. We have each other's numbers from a group chat. "Hey, congratulations again on the engagement. Sorry I can't be there today. Have an amazing time." Third, I blocked my girlfriend's number. Not forever, just for the day. I needed to focus on my mom, and I knew what was coming. My mom's surgery went smoothly. She was out by 11 a.m., groggy, but okay. I stayed with her in recovery, drove her home around 1 p.m., got her settled on the couch with water, crackers, and her pain meds, and just sat with her. Around 4 p.m., My phone rang. Unknown number. I answered. What the hell is wrong with you? It was my girlfriend, calling from her dad's phone. I've been trying to reach you for hours. I've called you like 30 times. Everyone at the shower was asking where you were. I had to make up excuses. My mom thinks something's wrong with you. My sister is upset. Do you have any idea what you've done? I let her finish. Then I said, I told you I couldn't come. I told you weeks ago. I told you last night. You asked me to abandon my mother during surgery so you wouldn't be embarrassed at a party. I chose my mom. I'm not apologizing for that. You blocked me. I needed to focus on my mom. This is insane. You're insane. You humiliated me in front of my entire family. You humiliated yourself by expecting me to ditch my mother's surgery for a bridal shower. That's not a reasonable ask. That's not how any of this works. She hung up. My mom, who'd been half dozing on the couch, looked at me. Everything okay? Yeah, Mom. Everything's fine. How are you feeling? Sore, but better. She paused. Was that your girlfriend? Yeah. She sounds upset. She is. My mom didn't push. Just squeezed my hand and closed her eyes again. Update 1, 4 days later. So the fallout has been extensive. The night of the surgery, after the phone call from her dad's phone, I unblocked my girlfriend. What I found was genuinely impressive in a chaotic way. 28 missed calls, 54 text messages, and 3 voicemails. The texts range from "Where are you?" at 11 a.m. to "I cannot believe you did this" at 3 p.m. to a long paragraph at 6 p.m. about how I'd ruined her sister's day and shown my true colors. The voicemails were worse. The first one was her crying, asking me to call her back. The second was her yelling about how I was selfish and didn't care about her family. The third was her mom, which surprised me. Her mom's voicemail: "Hi, this is her mother. I don't know what's going on between you two, but my daughter is very upset and her sister's shower was impacted by the drama. I think you owe everyone an apology. Call me back." I did not call her back. Instead, I waited. I wanted to see how my girlfriend would handle this once the initial rage wore off. 2 days after the surgery, she texted me. "Can we talk?" In person. I agreed. We met at a coffee shop near my apartment. Neutral ground. She showed up looking tired. Sat down across from me with a latte she didn't touch. "I overreacted," she started. I waited. "But you also handled this really badly." "How so?" "You could have at least answered your phone. I was worried something happened to you. Or your mom." "Something did happen to my mom. She had surgery, which I told you about repeatedly." "I know, but what?" "You asked me to cancel her ride, to find someone else, to abandon her so I could come to a bridal shower. And when I said no, you called me selfish." She crossed her arms. I was stressed. My sister was counting on me to have everything perfect. You not being there created a whole thing. "What thing?" "People asked about you. My aunt made comments. My sister was hurt that you didn't show up. Your sister texted me back, actually. She said, 'No worries. Hope your mom feels better.' She didn't seem hurt." My girlfriend blinked. She was being polite. Or she was being a normal person who understands that surgery trumps a bridal shower. "You don't get it. In my family, we show up for each other. We prioritize each other." That's literally what I did. I showed up for my family. My mom. The person who has no one else. She didn't have a response to that. We sat in silence for a minute. Then she said something that told me everything I needed to know. "I just don't understand why you couldn't have gotten someone else to take her. You had weeks to figure it out." I stared at her. There is no one else. I'm her only child. My dad is dead. Her siblings live across the country. She has friends, but none of them were available that day. I checked. I'm all she has. And you wanted me to abandon her so you wouldn't have to answer questions at a party. It wasn't a party, it was a bridal shower, which is a party, with mimosas and games and gift opening. It's a party. My mom was having surgery. Actual surgery. With actual anesthesia. And your response was, "Can't she take an Uber?" She looked down at her latte. "I didn't mean it like that." "How did you mean it?" She didn't answer. I stood up. "I think I need some space. To think about what I want." "What does that mean?" "It means I'm not sure I want to be with someone who sees my mother's surgery as an inconvenience to work around." I left the coffee shop. She didn't follow. Update 2, 2 weeks later. So we had the talk. And by talk, I mean she came to my apartment unannounced, and things escalated quickly. After the coffee shop, I'd gone mostly silent, responded to her texts minimally, just enough to not be a complete ghost, but nowhere near our usual communication. She noticed. She showed up at my door on a Tuesday evening. No warning, just knocked. "We need to figure this out," she said when I opened the door. I let her in. Bad idea in retrospect, but I figure we should probably have this conversation eventually. She sat on my couch. I stayed standing. "I've been thinking a lot," she said, "and I've talked to my mom and my sister about everything." "Okay. They agree that you should apologize." I laughed. Couldn't help it. They agree I should apologize? For what exactly? For not communicating properly. For blocking me. For making me look bad in front of everyone. Let me get this straight. You asked me to skip my mother's surgery. I said no. I went to the surgery. And I should apologize? You handled it wrong. You could have called me that morning. Explained things calmly. Instead, you just vanished. I sent you a text. A text isn't enough. Neither is expecting me to abandon my mother. She stood up. "Why do you keep saying abandon?" "I didn't ask you to abandon her. I asked you to find another option. There was no other option. I told you that. Multiple times. You didn't listen because you didn't want to hear it. My family thinks you don't respect them. Your family barely knows me. And based on your mom's voicemail demanding an apology, I'm not sure I want them to know me better." That landed. She looked genuinely hurt. My mom was just trying to help. Your mom was trying to pressure me into apologizing for prioritizing my own mother's health. That's not helping. That's taking sides without knowing the full story. She knows the full story. I told her everything. Did you tell her that you asked me to let my mom take an Uber to surgery? Did you tell her you called me selfish for choosing a medical procedure over a party? Did you tell her the exact words you used? She didn't answer. Which was an answer. That's what I thought. She grabbed her purse. "I don't know what you want from me. I want you to understand that what you asked was unreasonable. I want you to acknowledge that your reaction, and your family's reaction, has been wildly disproportionate. And I want you to stop expecting an apology that I'm never going to give. So that's it. We're just over." I didn't say that. But I can't be with someone who doesn't understand why I couldn't leave my mother alone on surgery day. If you can't see that, then yeah, maybe we're over. She left without another word. The next few days were quiet. Then her sister reached out. This surprised me. We weren't close, but we'd always been friendly. She sent a text. "Hey, I heard you and my sister are having issues. I just want to say I'm sorry if my shower caused drama. I genuinely didn't expect you to be there. I know your mom was having surgery. I hope she's doing okay." I read it 3 times. Then I called her. "Thanks for reaching out," I said. "I appreciate it. Of course. I feel bad about how everything went down. My sister was really stressed about the shower, and I think she took it out on you." "Did she tell you what she asked me to do?" Pause. "She said you couldn't come because of your mom. That's all I knew until my mom started talking about you disrespecting the family. Then I got the full story from my sister. And what did you think when you heard it?" Another pause. "Honestly, I thought it was messed up. If my fiance's mom was having surgery, I'd never expect him to skip it for my bridal shower. That's crazy. Thank you. Genuinely. That means a lot. My sister can be a lot sometimes. She gets tunnel vision about things. I love her, but I know how she is. I appreciate your honesty. For what it's worth, I think you did the right thing. And I hope you and your mom are both okay." We hung up. That conversation gave me more clarity than 2 weeks of arguments with my girlfriend. Final update, 3 weeks later. We broke up. Not dramatically. Not with screaming or door slamming. Just a conversation that ended with both of us agreeing it wasn't working anymore. She came over about a week after the sister phone call. She seemed calmer this time. More resigned. "I've been doing a lot of thinking," she said. "Me too. I talked to my sister. She told me she reached out to you." She did. She was kind. She told me she thought I was wrong. My girlfriend looked at the floor. She said if she were in your position, she'd have done the same thing. I didn't say anything. Just let her continue. "My mom disagrees. My mom thinks you were disrespectful and that I should have higher standards. But my sister," she trailed off. "My sister said I need to think about what kind of person asks someone to skip their mother's surgery for a party." "And what did you conclude?" She met my eyes. "I concluded that I still think you could have handled it better. That blocking me was extreme. That you could have communicated more. But I also know I was wrong to ask. I know that now. I was stressed, and I wanted everything to be perfect, and I made it about me when it shouldn't have been about me. This was the closest she'd come to an actual apology in 3 weeks. I waited to see if she'd go further. She didn't. So where does that leave us? I asked. I don't know. I feel like something broke between us. I don't know if it can be fixed. Do you want to fix it? She thought about it. Really thought. Then she said, I don't know. Part of me does. Part of me is still angry. Part of me thinks you were too harsh. Part of me knows I was unreasonable. She laughed bitterly. I'm a mess. I think we both need to figure out what we actually want. I think you're right. We agreed to take a break. Not an official breakup, just space. Time to think. That lasted about a week before she texted me. I think we should just end it. I don't think we're compatible long term. I read the text, sat with it for a few minutes, then responded, I think you're probably right. I wish you well. And that was it. 2 years. Ended over a text message about a bridal shower and a surgery. Her mom, predictably, didn't take it well. She sent me an email, didn't even know she had my email address, about how I'd broken her daughter's heart and how she hoped I was happy with my choices. I didn't respond. There was nothing to say. Her sister texted me one more time. I heard you guys broke up. I'm sorry it ended this way. For what it's worth, I think you're a good guy. Take care of yourself and your mom. That was 6 days ago. My mom is doing great, by the way. Fully recovered, eating normally, back to her regular routine. She asked about my girlfriend once, and I told her we'd broken up. She didn't say, I told you so, or anything like that. Just said, I'm sorry, honey. Are you okay? I told her I was. And honestly, I am. There's a weird grief in ending a 2-year relationship, even when you know it's the right call. I catch myself sometimes thinking about texting her, wondering what she's doing, remembering the good times. But then I remember that phone call. Cancel your mother's surgery ride. Like it was a haircut appointment. Like my mom was an inconvenience to work around. That's not someone I can build a life with. That's someone who will always prioritize appearances over actual priorities. Someone who listens to her mother's guilt trips over her own sister's common sense. I've started seeing a therapist, not because of the breakup specifically, but because I realized I tend to let things slide until they explode. I should have addressed the red flags earlier. The comments about me never being around. The expectations that I'd always accommodate her family schedule. The subtle guilt trips when I couldn't. The therapist says I have trouble setting boundaries early. She's probably right. Something to work on. For now, I'm focusing on work, on my mom, on myself. No dating apps, no rebound attempts. Just time to recalibrate. My mom made me dinner last weekend. Her first real cooking since the surgery. She made her famous pot roast, which takes like 4 hours, and we sat at her kitchen table and ate together. Thank you, she said, for being there. Of course, Mom. No, really. I know it caused problems with your girlfriend. I'm sorry about that. Don't be. You needed me. That's not something to apologize for. She smiled. You're a good son. I learned from a good mom. Corny? Yeah, but true. I don't regret my choice. Not for a second. A bridal shower happens once, and then it's over. My mom only has one son, and he showed up when she needed him. If that makes me a bad boyfriend, then I was never going to be a good one to someone who couldn't understand that. Family first. I meant it when I said it. Just not the family she was talking about.